Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to our virtual 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony. My name is Rolf Groseth. I'm the Chancellor at Montana State University Billings, and it's my privilege to host this event. We're doing things a little bit differently this year. Perhaps we're overdoing them, but all done in the idea to protect the health and safety of our community. The year has been a challenging one on several fronts, and we've all felt the strain. Social unrest, the COVID pandemic, and economic uncertainty. In times like these, when we are experiencing these things as a nation, it's more important than ever to come together and remember, as a nation, the tragic events of September 11th, 2001, the 2,977 lives lost in the attacks on the World Trade Center and on the Pentagon, and the lives lost as well on United Airlines Flight 93. And to give particular honor to the brave first responders who moved toward the danger to rescue and recover. These moments will always be regarded as ones of a great national tragedy, but also of incredible selflessness, compassion, and sacrifice from patriots of all walks of life. These 19 years later, the families of these victims and the first responders must also be remembered. Their grief and sacrifice do not end, and we must also always keep them in our thoughts and prayers. The American spirit, nowhere better on display than here in Montana, is resilient, and as a nation, our connection with one another is strong. September 11th, 2001 gave us cause to unite, and unite we did, in the face of danger and adversity. Let us always come together on this day each year to remember those who paid the ultimate price, those who gave the last full measure, and those who continue every day to move toward the danger in our behalf. Thank you.
Greetings. My name is Vicki Trier, and I am the Dean of City College. In this role, I lead the efforts of City College in our dedication to education and workforce development by providing top quality learning opportunities and services to our students, community, and region. Much of my role involves engaging students, faculty, staff, community members, and local and regional industry representatives in meeting our current and future market and industry needs. Consequently, I have been privileged to meet people from a diverse range of backgrounds, perspectives, and life experiences. Crucially, each of these individuals make up our Billings community. As we pause on 9/11 to reflect on the events that forever changed our nation, we celebrate the brave actions taken by first responders and emergency personnel. At City College, we are preparing the next generation of first responders and emergency personnel through our criminal justice, fire science, nursing, and paramedic degree and program offerings. Today, we get to honor some of our students in these programs. One of the core functions of the 9/11 Memorial Scholarship is to celebrate individuals that foster the values of civic pride, stewardship, and community engagement. Indeed, it is because of these shared values that we are all here today. Please join me in welcoming our first recipient of the 2021 Montana State University Billings 9/11 Memorial Scholarship, Emilith Phipps of the Paramedic Program. Thank you, Emilith. Our second scholarship recipient is Charlene Almer of the Criminal Justice Program. Thank you, Charlene. And finally, our third scholarship recipient is Dennis Beauchart from the Paramedic Program. He wasn't able to make it today, but let's thank him for his service.
Hello, my name is Alan Lohoff. I'm the director at the Fire Science Program here at City College, Montana State University Billings, and I'm an active duty captain with the Billings Fire Department. On September 11th, 2001, I was finishing my shift with the Billings Fire Department at Station Number 3. We had woken up and seen the aftermath of the first plane at the World Trade Center. At the time, we thought it was just a crazy accident. When I got home, my wife informed me that we were pregnant with our first child. I was so incredibly excited about what this would mean for our family. That day, our emotions swung back and forth between the joy of having a child and the tragic pain of what was happening on the East Coast. I knew that our lives were forever changed and that this day would always be remembered. In the weeks that followed, many heroic and tragic stories and images came forward. One image that struck me was from inside the tower, where the workers were evacuating down the stairs, and a picture is taken on the 28th floor of a firefighter climbing the stairs past them. The expression on the face of that firefighter, named Mike Kehoe, was not of fear, but of commitment. I'm sure that most of the firefighters that day had serious doubts that they were going to survive this, or that they were not climbing into the most desperate inferno they ever have conceived. Every year we come together to remember the events of this day. Nearly 3,000 people died on 9/11, including 343 firefighters. As we remember their loss and give honor and gratitude to their families, we should also remember how our country came together and persevered. We should also take comfort in knowing that today, firefighters across this country still stand duty, ready for the call, ready to climb the stairs. Thank you.
The anniversary of the September 11 attacks remains an emotionally difficult day for everyone in Montana and the United States. However, the fact that we come together, and we have on this day for the last 19 years, to grieve and to honor the 3,000 souls that we lost, also illustrates our bond and our love for each other as Montanans and as Americans. Today, we also illustrate our respect for our service members and our first responders who ran into the face of danger in order to save others on this day 19 years ago. When we come together, whether in person or in spirit, we can not only face but overcome tragic challenges that our nation faces. So today, let us also renew our bond to each other as Montanans and as Americans. Let's act in good faith and with kindness toward each other and continue to support one another through difficult periods in our state and our nation. I wish all of you peace, good health, and strength today and indeed every day.
Well, I want to thank the City College of Montana State University Billings for putting together this important and sobering event. Because today, on the 19th anniversary of the terrorist attacks on 9/11, we honor and remember the 2,977 innocent Americans who lost their lives at the hands of evil, as well as the survivors and the friends and the family members of those we lost that tragic September morning. We remember the brave first responders and firefighters who ran into burning buildings to save their fellow Americans, knowing that it would very likely cost them their own lives. And while we take the time to remember today, we also reflect on who we are as a nation. As Americans, we are strong and we are resilient. America's enemies wanted us to be afraid, but Americans don't back down. And together we overcame, and may we as a nation never forget. God bless you all, and may God continue to bless the United States of America.
Thank you for inviting me to share a few words with you all today. Today we reflect on one of the darkest days in our history, a day that changed America forever. The attacks of September 11th were meant to destroy us, but instead, Americans showed the world a nation united in strength. Our police and firefighters responded as first responders do, helping people with total disregard for their own safety. The men and women of the United States military stood ready then, as they do today, to protect us from our adversaries. They have proven their commitment to keeping us safe time and time again since that horrific day. We owe them all a debt of gratitude that can never be repaid. And we found that our support for liberty and personal freedom is shared by billions of people around the world and cannot be overshadowed by hate. Let us take today to thank our service members, our veterans, our police officers, our firefighters, and all the emergency responders for the outstanding job that they do, and remember the thousands of Americans that we lost on that day. Even as we face new challenges today that are testing this nation, let us continue to cherish our freedoms and the values that continue to make America great.
Hello, Greg Gianforte here. I'm honored to mark this solemn day with you and remember the lives of those we lost. At dawn, September 11th, 2001, was a morning like any other. That is, until everything changed. Terrorists who were intent on destroying our country and way of life attacked. But through this tragedy, we saw the country unite and respond. We saw unparalleled courage from our first responders, service members, and everyday citizens. 19 years later, we must continue to teach the next generation about this day, about the unmatched bravery, about how our country came together, about how, as a nation, we came out of the horrific attacks stronger. Today, I ask you to join me in remembering those that we lost that day and honoring the men and women who serve our country to protect our freedoms. Thank you. God bless America, and God bless Montana.
The events that occurred on September 11, 2001 are forever imprinted on our memory and on the pages of history. Immediately after 9/11, and for months thereafter, Americans responded with compassion for the victims and a unity of purpose that had not been seen since the Second World War. Across our country, virtually every media outlet broadcast the names and stories of all 2,977 souls who perished that day. Memorials like this one were constructed in communities all around our nation. We locked arms to fight a common enemy, terrorism, and for a while we put aside divisions based on political party, race, religion, and socioeconomic class. In these also historic days, I challenge us to again link arms with the same compassion, fraternity, and commitment to combat an enemy that is not man-made but biological. As of September 11 of this year, the coronavirus will have claimed the lives of well over 190,000 Americans, roughly 65 times the number who died on 9/11 and far more than any other country. In a few weeks, the death toll will be more than double the toll of all Americans who died fighting in the Korean War, the Vietnam War, the Gulf War, Afghanistan, Iraq, and all military conflicts after World War II combined, more than double. In the spirit of 9/11, let's never forget those who have already died in this pandemic and the thousands more who will follow them, even though most will remain anonymous and will never have a memorial like the one behind me. Let's not allow the politicians to divide us, but instead let's join together to stop this virus, protect one another, and support our neighbors. By doing so, we serve our country, honor the memory of those who died 19 years ago, and rekindle the true spirit of 9/11.